G'day guys, welcome back to the LSKN for another video. Today with us we have former BBL 01 cricket player from the Strikers, Daniel Salpietro. This video is basically us three just talking to Daniel and asking him a couple of questions about how hard it was to play professional cricket. Ned, would you like to get us started with a question?
How many weeks did you train per week?
Yep. So training for me, especially back in the days when I was trying to become a BBL cricketer, was certainly a lot. Was probably a lot more than anyone else because I had to generally get the best out of myself. So I would be training anywhere from 5 to 7 times a week. Sometimes I'd be training twice in a day. So I would be with the state group and then at about 4 o'clock, head across to my Premier club to do some more extra training there. So, yeah, certainly a lot more than my body can take now, that's for sure. So, good question. So, thanks for having me on the show too, boys. It's You're doing a great job, and I hope it all goes well for you.
Thank you. Aside from cricket training, did you do weights and other fitness training to further improve your game?
Yeah, certainly did. Certainly did. I was you wouldn't believe it now, I was a very skinny little kid. So basically what they had to do was try and bulk me up, trying to have good eating habits. My eating habits weren't the best. I was a bit of a naughty boy, lots of chocolate and lots of lollies. So trying to eat much of the good stuff. But yeah, we certainly did have quite intensive weight programs, training programs, running programs, and it was all tailored to the individual. So at the time, it might have been my program might have been very different to a boy that you might know now, Scott Boland, who's been the highlight. So he would have had a very different program to me when we were coming through. So yeah, certainly was different for each individual.
Yep. Ned, do you have another question?
What age did you start to play and find your love for cricket?
Good question, because my age that was started, I've just got a 1-year-old son. He's got a bat and a ball in his hand. So I think it starts at a very young age. I was playing under nines cricket, I think at about 7. And my love for cricket has always been there, just like any sport though. So when it was football season, I absolutely loved football. And then when it was cricket season, I absolutely loved cricket. So it wasn't like I just stuck to cricket and cricket only from a young age. I just tried to play as much sport as I can, whether it was golf, football, and cricket. So yeah, from a young age of probably 6 is, right back to when I can remember. But certainly my love was always there for it. So just like all other sports, you name any sport and I love it.
Oh yeah. Who do you go for in the AFL?
I'm a Mad Hawk. So it's not the Cattery, which I know you boys might be a big fan of. A couple of you I know you might be. But yeah, I'm a Hawk fan. I've always been a Hawk forever and a day, and I have had that lucky period of a few flags to enjoy. So yeah, up the Hawks.
Yeah. What advice do you give to kids who want to play professional cricket when they are older?
Yeah, absolutely. Would say first then, make sure you enjoy it. Because when you do get there, it can become a bit of a job, and that's not how you want it to be. So as long as you can, just keep loving it and enjoying it. Get the best out of yourself. Myself personally was not probably the most gifted at the time, but it was just my endeavor and my will to succeed. So whatever that is, whether that's within the business circle or whether that's in the sporting circle to become a cricketer, I had to just believe, and I had to continuously believe that I was going to make it because, like I said, with my ability, I had to get the absolute best out of myself. So it's enjoy and have fun and believe. Never not believe that you can do it. So if you put your mind to it, it's amazing what you can achieve.
Yeah. Ned, do you have another question?
How did you adapt to playing against some of the world's best players in the BBL from rep and club cricket?
Yeah, it was a massive step up, going from Premier cricket through to professional cricket. As much as the players go, you play in Premier cricket, you play against some serious players. I know, man, I could name a couple off the top of my head. I always used to come up against, say, Aaron Finch, used to come up against like guys who I mentioned before, Scotty Boland. So there were guys who are at that elite level already that you play against, but just not as often. And especially, you know, when I played in Tasmania a fair bit, in one team had George Bailey, Xavier Doherty, Alex Doolan. These guys, they had like 10 guys contracted. So you can play against the best at Premier level, which does get you ready for it. The biggest challenge that I think anyone faces, you're doing it then on the big stage, in front of cameras, in front of crowds, all those big moments. So, you know, that's how I did prepare myself, was as much playing against good players. You can never prepare for the crowd and the TV and the noise, which is something that did take me probably a little bit too long to get used to. But, you know, certainly that's one thing that I think Premier Cricket did help me get ready.
Yeah. I've just got another question. What was the most favorite game that you personally played?
Most favorite game. Look, it wasn't a successful one, but I think it's like what everyone would say, your first game. I do remember I've got, you know, some wonderful memories. Before BBL 1, it was called the Big Bash. So I played for Victoria there in a T20 game against New South Wales. And standing, you know, I was debuting, and then I got told I'm going to be bowling the first ball of the match. And that was to two players that I think people with us now, and the other one was a guy by the name of David Warner. So, you know, I was and I had two unbelievable players there, and some of my teammates as well around me that are now become very, very successful cricketers. So I think there's also big memory was my last game at the Adelaide Oval against the Sydney Sixers. And yeah, I took a nice catch that game, got a wicket, got a few runs. So that was probably my most memorable as well.
Yeah. Ned, do you have another question?
Yeah. Where did you play club cricket, and how did you develop to be so good?
Played my club cricket at a couple of different Premier clubs. North Melbourne Cricket Club is where I started out to get opportunity as sort of young aspiring cricketer. And then I did make a move across to Paran Cricket Club. A couple of those guys, David Hussey was there involved, Bryce McGain, and now Chris Rogers. So those guys were quite influential to me. And how did I get to the next level? And I mean, it was that sheer belief and hard work. That was how I did it. You know, a lot of players don't have to do it that way because they're so naturally gifted. But mine is pure hard work and determination. And maybe that's what people would say who played against me. It was probably my sheer competitiveness, just and the will to want to win a contest. So so that's me.
When you played junior cricket, would you say you were more of a batter or a bowler?
I think when I was playing junior cricket, I think it's like all of us, isn't it? We want to bat, bowl, field, wicket keep. So I tried to do everything. And then as it gradually you get a bit older, you then go down one path. If you were to ask people maybe what they would have thought as a junior cricketer, when I was probably the age of 10, 12, 14, I was probably an off spinner that started to become decent with the bat. And then as I got to about 15, 16, I became pretty much the same off spinner who could bat. But again, I think it was, certainly definitely an all-rounder until I got to professional level as a bowler. And then after professional level, it sort of flipped around. I become a batter again who bowled as well. So, sort of my career's sort of gone a little bit ebb and flow with what I do most.
Yeah. Ned, do you have another question?
I just got one more. Who do you reckon is going to win the BBL comp this year?
I would have, first up, I would have said the Hurricanes, just because of their list and all of their international players available. They've been a little bit hit and miss at the moment. So, and again, it's just hard to go past Perth Scorchers because they're always so consistent, and Sydney Sixers as well. I think you can see one of the jumpers right up there. So, our man Jordan Silk. So for me, I'm involved with Icon Sports. So that's what we do, is we look after those players in the BBL. So I have to tell you every one of them that play out there. So it's got to be the Hurricanes because of Darcy Short, Caleb Jewell, Riley Meredith. And then it's got to be strikers because of John Wells. And then it's got to be We're looking at the Sixers with Jordan Silk as well. So we've got a few boys out there. So I just want the best team to win it with one of those boys in it. Would be nice. But I think at the start I was always saying the Hurricanes was going to win it.
Yeah. I've just got
What
one
do you
more-
boys think? What do you boys think?
I wish it was my Stars, but unfortunately, a lot of players have COVID. So I'm going to have to say the Sixers.
You're going to have to say the Sixers. I think it's a sure bet.
I wish it was the Renegades, but we're just shit at the moment. So yeah, I'll probably have to go Sixers as well. They're looking good.
They're looking good, aren't they? And yeah, the Renegades, a lot of young guys in there that hopefully over a bit of time they get a little bit better. But yeah, with the Renegades, that's a couple of tough ones there, boys. I know as Victorians, it's a tough one this year, I think.
Yeah. I've just got one last question. What's a quick prediction for the AFL flag next year? Who do you reckon is going to win it?
For a quick prediction, I honestly think I love the way it is at the moment because teams that finish 6th, 7th, and 8th can still win it. So let's give it a bit of hope. I would be silly to sit here and say the Hawks can win it. We've got to somehow finish above 14th, I reckon. I'm going to throw out there that GWS is still thereabouts, and they're still purring around there to try and get themselves in, and they're as motivated as ever. So I'd probably say that. But then again, you know, Geelong is always there and thereabouts. They've got the ability to never drop away and recruit really well. So maybe they can do it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, hopefully.
Very good.
Ned, do you have any other questions?
No, I don't.
Yeah, same. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for joining us and taking time out of your day. And does anyone have anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Thanks for coming on the show. And yeah.
We'll see you guys next week on the LSK.
No worries. Thanks, boys, and all the best.
Thank you.
Well done.
We'll see you guys soon on the LSKN. Go the Aussies.